Hello, 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 everybody. How is everybody doing today? We are just getting connected here. I'll give everybody a minute or two to just pop on. It's a nice sunny day today, so it's always nice to see the sunshine. I feel like it changes everybody's moods. Which I know I've said that before. I say it every time it's sunny, but I truly believe that it's the truth. It just makes you feel different when you're... It just makes you feel a little different when you're seeing the sunshine, right? I'll turn that off, make the... It might make the color just a little bit better. So... Maybe spring is around the corner. I have started to see some blooming on the trees, you know, some buds and stuff coming out. So, I mean, that's positive. I'm feeling like a good sign, right? I like those good signs of summer. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfortable here. Yeah, I like the good signs of summer. That's important for sure. Hey? Hello, Lori. How are you doing? Up to anything special happening this weekend? I don't have too much going on. I have a couple things just to clean up. I have a few orders I got to ship out after this or get ready to be shipped out. But otherwise, ooh, excuse me. Otherwise, I'm good. Make sure if you're watching along today on Facebook or YouTube that you just pop in and say hello, because that way I know that you're on with us. I'm just going to get Facebook loaded up on my computer so that I can see, because sometimes it shows that other people are on watching and I can't see that on my recording device here. So yeah, let's go see if I can get this. So how are you doing, Lori, too? How's Chetwynd? Is it kind of sunny out today? Oh, okay. At the rink. Ooh, that's a little chilly at the rink, hey? I need to mute this. Just a second. I need to mute that. Okay, there we go. So today I thought I would go over this ceramic cutter. Has anybody heard of this before? I mean, I know I've shown it, but have you guys heard of a ceramic cutter pen before? Is that something, you know, completely new? I'm just wondering. I actually had a customer ask me for one a few years ago, and it took a bit for me to find it, and now I feel like it is becoming more and more of a thing and it's easier to find. So I'm just wondering if you've heard of it before or have any idea what it is. So as per usual, you know, I wasn't really prepared, so I went on this morning and was watching a YouTube video on tips and tricks, but I think it's okay. I think it would be definitely beneficial over scissors for fussy cutting, absolutely. Yeah, windy. I don't know if it's so windy today. I can look out my window. I don't think it's as windy today, but last night it was quite windy, and yesterday it was quite windy. It's new to you, okay? Good, well, maybe it'll be something that, you know, might help. I don't know how good this is going to be, because I'm going to have to pull my chair in really close to get close enough to be able to do this. So I need to redo my little setup here, because my camera that looks down on my desktop is in, like, this is quite a wide area that I'm using now, and so it's quite a ways in. Maybe I need to just maybe move my whole system back, but I'm usually have so much other stuff going on my desktop that I need the room, so then my camera stuff tends to be pushed to the back, but then that when I'm trying to demo something, I have to, you know, I have to be leaning forward, and I don't know how that's going to work when I'm trying to cut, but we'll go with it, right? So let me get this set up here and switch my camera. Okay. So this little pen comes just like this. This is the packaging it comes in. It's from Stamperia, however you say it. And so basically you just, you know, open it up, take it out of the plastic here. Oops. And then it is just like a ballpoint pen, honestly. Where's my camera? Right here. So you just click it and the little end comes out. That's the little tiny cutting end. Right there. Tiny. It's about the size of the end of a paper clip, I would say. Maybe. One of the maybe a bit bigger paper clips, but it's quite small. Let's see if I have... Well, here is a mechanical pencil. Let's compare. Oh. My camera's not. There we go. Tip it down this way maybe. So you see, it's a little bit bigger than the tip of a mechanical pencil. And there is a slant to it. So I did notice that when you're cutting, it is a good idea to pretend if you can see which way it's slanted. Okay, so I already went ahead and I cut this one out because I wanted to, of course, at least try it once before I came on and demoed it, right? So this one I have cut out already. Now this was my very first attempt. So of course you're gonna see some white bits, but this was my very first attempt at it. It is like any other tool. It takes a bit of getting used to, of course, but I am quite happy with it. I mean, it was way quicker and easier to cut out this than it would have been with scissors. So this is a cut apart sheet from a Minte pack, and I thought that it would work well for demoing this. I just want to turn my overhead light on a little bit, and I got to put my glasses on so that I can see a little bit clearer. And I may, like I said, I have to lean quite a bit forward on here, so forgive me if my hand gets or my head gets in the way so that I have to see. So, depending on, of course, your thickness of paper, this is quite thick cardstock. I would probably say 80 pound, maybe. It's a little bit thicker than normal cardstock, so I'd say it's maybe about 80 pound. And definitely when you're starting to use this, hello Dagny, how are you? When you're starting to use it, it's going to be a bit of a learning curve, so maybe start with a few of your cut aparts that maybe you don't care so much about or you're not going to use on your project just as a test. And then I feel like the easiest too, so this came on like a big 6x12 sheet, right? So I just wanted to cut a piece of it out rather than trying to use that whole big sheet. Which, I mean, I think is something you would do even if you were fussy cutting with scissors. You're going to have to practice with your pressure, of course, like anything else, and go slow. And I feel like cutting off the edge like that is beneficial. For when I was cutting out this flower, that's what I did a lot, was go out to the edge, and I just feel like it makes it easier. Yeah. And then when you are doing something like this, that's a round bit at the bottom of the birdhouse, I found in my limited trial and error that it's easier to move the paper that you're cutting rather than, you guys, it's off camera, hey, rather than move the cutter and keep picking it up. I find it easier to move the paper, which, I mean, we do that when we fussy cut anyway. We tend to move the paper, not our scissors so much. So as you can see, that's coming apart quite easily. And then again, I would just cut off from where I left off, just cut the paper apart, right? I guess what I should have done was, well, I could, I guess, have my scissors and then see how much time it takes versus the scissors to get it cut. Most of my issue is it's hard for me to see, and I'm not really in the best position, but it's easy enough to just go back in and clean up your spots that you maybe didn't quite get your paper all the way cut. Oops. All right, I think that's good. Good. All right. So there we go. We got that quick, easy little birdhouse. Right. All right, so one that's a little bit more, I won't say difficult, but you know, has a little bit more lines and area in it. Let's give that a whirl. So when I was doing my pink flower originally, I kind of was just sailing through it, and so I feel like I was just going a little bit too fast, and I think the key here is to take your time and go a bit slower. It's not a race to fussy cut. Oops. So it's a learning curve, like I said, like as if for anything else, but and you know that I always give my honest opinions, right? I'm not going to try to say something's fabulous when I don't believe it is. I'm a person, I don't know how you guys are, but I'm a person that probably, you know, out of a whole sheet of fussy cutting, these are probably the items I would pick because they're not as complicated to fussy cut. You know, you have ones like this. Like, look at that to try to fussy cut. You know you're going to be leaving a lot of white area in that, right? So I tend to, if I have to fussy cut, I kind of pick the more simpler items to cut. But if I had a choice, I wouldn't fussy cut at all. And I know I've probably asked you guys this question before, but what is your take on fussy cutting? Are you somebody that would fussy cut? Do you think if you had a better tool that you would fussy cut more? I do feel like this is a benefit. I will say that. I definitely feel like it's, sorry, I keep going off the camera. I definitely can see the benefits of this. And I think the one place it would really benefit is when you have, this one doesn't really have a spot like that, but where you have spots like this, oh, where's my camera here? When you have like right here where you have to kind of get in close, you know, and you have that like sharp kind of turnaround, you know, you have troubles with scissors doing that, right? Where this is going to be a way bigger benefit for you. Oops, I gotta sit up here to get in there with this type of a cutter then. So ultimately, I mean, I didn't even know what to expect when I opened up the pack. I just seen ceramic cutter and I've heard of it before, so I thought, well, I'm gonna order it. It's part of our first maker's box for April. The next maker's box won't come out until July, so there still is time if you're interested in it. There's only 3 maker's boxes left, and these pens are part of that. So as I was saying, I didn't even know what to expect when I opened this, but now that I've used it a little bit, it is basically a craft knife. I think being the ceramic blade, it is supposed to stay sharp all the time, which I could see. It's very sharp. I sure wouldn't want to cut my finger with it. And it's very small. I think that's the problem. I don't know how it is, how you guys are. Maybe there are people who are, you know, really good with craft knives. I'm not that great with a craft knife. And so that's another reason why I maybe tend to not fussy cut, because I'm not that great with a craft knife. But this being a little bit smaller, or well, not a little bit, quite a smaller blade, gives me better control. And it makes me feel more secure with cutting than that big wide craft knife. You know, like the standard craft. Oh, oh no, I'm not off screen. Okay, good. just off a little bit now. Just let me get to the bottom of this leaf. So I don't know if you can see here, but I keep like cutting off the image rather than trying to, it just depends. I mean, the birdhouse worked out well where I could just turn the paper. This one I'm trying to, it has more subtle, turns, and so this one I feel like the best way of doing it is to just cut off just get rid of the excess cardstock. And sometimes you don't cut through. It'd be just like when you're trying to cut a cardboard box or some chipboard, you know, you sometimes just don't cut all the way through. Well, then just go back. Which is sometimes better anyway, because then you're not applying so much extra pressure that your hand is getting sore. Am I off? Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not off the screen here when I'm doing this. There we go. And then I kind of didn't do a great job on this one. But like I said, it's easy enough to tidy this up. I just have to go from a different angle here. So thoughts, questions as I'm doing this? So Stamperia is the one that just brought this out. I don't know if this will now become something where other companies bring it out as well. I'm not sure how that would work. I just couldn't quite get this, and I think it's just because of the angle I'm sitting at, but I'm just going to trim just a couple little spots with my scissors. All right. Camera. So there we go. Yeah. Yes. Hello, Wanda. How are you? Hello, Dorinda. Thank you guys for joining. Hi, Dixie. Nice of you to join. So, I think overall, I mean, if you are somebody that fussy cuts, whether you enjoy it or not, I think sometimes it just comes down to, at some point, you just sometimes have to. I do think it would be a good thing to have in your repertoire of tools, just because I do think it gives you a little bit more, even if you used half and half, where you know, did your scissors with the straighter edges and then use this for your more difficult spots. So this retails for $7.95. I don't have any in stock right now. I have them, like I said, only as part of the maker's box right now. However, I do have some coming in stock for after. They are on back order right now, but they will be in. So if this is something that you're interested in, and I will have it available to try at the retreat as well. That's one thing we're going to do at the retreat, is I'm going to have a lot of hands-on demos where you're going to be able to try projects, try products to make projects. So, you know, that'll give you, I always feel like it's good to be able to use something, right? And get the feel of it before you go ahead and order it. Sometimes things are a no-brainer, but sometimes it's nice to be able to have, you know, that chance to try something out. Now, I do have another new product that I was going to show you. Of course, I didn't quite get that ready. Yeah, so is there questions about this? Do you want any further information? Do you have any other questions about how it works, or my thoughts on it, or more of my reviews on it? I'm just going to leave that there for a second. I just want to look for a die set. I'll be right back, because I did not get that set up, of course. Playing around with my cutter too much. Let's see, let's use this one. Ugh. All right. Another new product that I have that I wanted to show you guys. So let's take this away. Fussy cutting's not my most favorite thing either, but sometimes I feel like there is just things you just need to cut out as part of your project. All right, so here is the second new product that I wanted to show. It's by Sizzix. It's called Gotcha Magnetic Craft Stand Tool. Okay, anybody heard of this? It's brand new. I don't even know how long it's been released. So basically, it's, you can see the size. It's, let's see, what's the measurement here? 4x4. So it comes, this is just the case it comes in. So this is basically what it is. It's quite heavy. It's got weight to it for sure. It's got a little stand that you can open up on the back of it. Okay. And then what you do, I just am wondering if it's better for me to show you this way or the other camera angle. So, you know, you're always doing your projects, you're die cutting, right? And sometimes you're using pieces of a set, or you've got different sets, or you, I think where it would benefit is one of the times where you are cutting multiples, but you do say 4 of this one and then 4 of this next one. So what this does is it allows you to save your dies, whatever you're using to cut out, and then you're not, I forget what it was a while ago. I was doing a project where I had to cut a bunch of pieces out, and I was using, I think, 4 or 5 different dies. And as I was going through, of course, because I'm a messy crafter, as I'm going through, you know, my dies are getting shuffled in underneath my papers, and then I'm losing them. Where this is nice, it can just sit on your desk beside your Big Shot or whatever die cutting machine that you have, and it can just hold the dies that you are using at that moment for that project. Okay, so if I lay it down flat, you can see. All right, so I mean, 4x4 isn't that big, but it's not that the dies have to fit within this. It's a very strong magnet. So even if you needed to use a bigger, you know, just have it hold a bigger die for you, it's okay. It's strong enough that even if it doesn't fit on there, it'll still hold it, and you can still have it standing up. So you could, the nice thing is, I think you can have it standing up or laying down, you know, and then you can still have your other dies inside of that. Even if they loop over, they're still staying. It's an organizational tool, right? It's so that when you're die cutting a project and you know, say you need 4 of these and then you need 4 of those, and they're in different colors, so you're switching your papers around and you're, you know, really involved, or even in those, a lot of the new layering dies, right? Where you're cutting this one out of this color and that one out of that color. You know, this would be very handy just to be able to keep your dies organized. Or let's say you are working on some die cuts and then you have to come back the next day, and you know, you don't necessarily want to put them away, but you don't want to lose them on your table. You can very easily just leave them magneted on here. Like I said, you can have some sticking over the edge if you know, really have a lot you need to use. So as you can see, the magnet's very strong. You can have them stacked and layered on there if you so desire. The best thing is now these dies, and especially if you're using, let's see, I got a really, really little one here. Like, look at how little this one is. It's like the size of the tip of my finger. It's very, very little. You know, you can have a spot where it can stay on there and you know you're not going to lose it in amongst your papers or your cutting pads or whatever it is. So this little tool is $29.95. I have this one that I'm using to demo and one other one in stock right now. If you're interested, just let me know. I can put your name on it. I have 2 more coming in, but I honestly feel like this is a tool I know I would use, because like I said, I've done projects like this where now I've lost this die or I've lost that die and I'm shuffling through my paper all the time. And it's magnet. You could use it even with just like a regular magnet. This is the one off my staycation that, you know, I use. And you can even just use it to magnet clip a piece of paper on there or anything that you may use. Yes, exactly. That have lots of little bits. Absolutely. Like I was saying, the layering type dies or any of the things that have, yes, the little bits. For the little dies, it would be fabulous. So I wanted to show this. I was actually quite excited about this. The ceramic cutter is absolutely nice. And like I said, I do see that there could be use for it. Absolutely. This is just one of those things that could just make your life a little bit easier in regards to keeping those dies that you're trying to use and keep, just keeping them together so that they don't get lost. You know, I'm just putting some of the little ones on here now just so that you can see how, you know, if you have these little, this little tag one is cute actually. These ones are some I haven't used yet. So I'm getting this off of this Elizabeth Craft set, and it's called Planner Essentials 21. It's called Note Pieces. So I'm just trying to pull off some of these littler ones that I have never used, and they're still stuck on there very well. So yeah, this is called the Gotcha Magnetic Craft Stand Tool from Sizzix. It was designed by a lady named Stacy Park. And let's see what it says on the back here. Strong stand folds back in for neat storage and secure positioning in the hand. Never mind, that's French. Modern ergonomical, designed to fit snugly in your hand. So I guess that I can't imagine you holding this, maybe for this reason, for when, as you're getting your dies together, but otherwise I can't really see you holding it in your hand and using it. You need both hands when you're doing your full magnetic surface of 4 inches by 4 inches. It stands your stand up at a 50-degree angle if you want to know that. Makes it easy to place and reach your dies. So yes, that's exactly what I would think of it. Any questions on this? Any reviews? Positive, negative, what do you think? You think this could be a useful tool? It'd be great for people who really do lots of die cutting for sure. Because you wouldn't have to worry so much about always losing your dies or misplacing them. So yeah, that, I'm gonna turn my light off because it always blinds me out here. So that's the couple new products for today that I wanted to show. I didn't list this one when I set up the live today, just because I wanted to make sure we had time to get through it all. But whenever there's new product out, especially if I think it's worth it, I really like to show it. So that's it for today. I'm just trying to think. Let's look at my calendar for next Saturday. Next Saturday is the 20th of April already. My goodness. Time's flying by. I'll try to have another demo for next week. Just trying to think in my mind what may be happening and what may be coming up. I have to do a bunch of demos and get them ready for the retreat. So anybody that is not registered for the retreat or any information, there's still a few spots. It's filling up, but there's still a few spots. And as well, anybody that is interested in the couple classes that I have listed, you don't have to be a retreat attendee to take the classes. So that's kind of something new that I've changed this year. So, and I'm thinking I may add one other class as well. So watch for that. Otherwise, everybody doing good? Any other questions about anything? Hello, Kathy. You popped in right at the end. Unless you have been watching and you just didn't say hello yet. But it's very nice for you to join in today. You'll have to go back and watch the replay if you are just popping on now. But yes, the retreat, there's still a few spots left. There's still some spots for some of the classes. Like I said, I may be adding another class. So, what are the classes again? The classes are this, sorry, I'm just reaching back. This recipe album is one of the classes, okay? And it's a book that you make that holds, I should see how many recipe cards it holds. It holds 1, 2, 3, 3 on a page. 1, 2, 3, 4 on a page. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it holds about 21 recipe cards. And I mean, you can also stick some in. There's other little pockets and bits that you get to do as well. So this is one of the classes. If you go on the website under classes and just go to view all, it'll show up there. So there's that one, and then this one. Now this base and the paper pack, the base we're using, the same base, but in black rather than ivory, but we're not using this paper pack. We are using Vintage Essentials by Simple Stories, which is, just trying to see if I have it out. I don't. It's like a really like brown tones, very vintagey look. So you do get this base, which it comes with a couple pockets. It comes with the flip outs, but it's all loose, separate, and you actually get to decide on this. It's like a big 3 fold out folio bit. Okay, you can decide where you want to put everything. So like this is a water, or is this a fold out? Oh yeah, I haven't looked at it for quite a while. So this is a fold out piece with a waterfall in the middle, so you don't have to put your waterfall here. You can put it somewhere else. It's completely customizable, which is one of the things I thought was really cool about this album set, is that you get to decide where you put it. This is a fold out pocket. Again, it doesn't necessarily need to go here. You can pick where you want to put it. Another fold out pocket, another waterfall. So you get to customize it completely. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So that is on the website as well. If you're interested in attending, you can go on and register for the classes. You may not get your project completely finished in the class time, because of course most of the time that takes up is the decorating part. But if you are not a retreat attendee and you are coming for the class, you are welcome to stay and work on it outside the class time. So just a little FYI on that, okay? On the website, if you go to look at that Graphic 45 class, it will show you the paper pack that's being used on there. So you should be able to... I probably will sell class kits if there is still some remaining. I'm not going to sell them prior to the retreat because I want to be able to have them available. Sometimes when you're there and you see the project up close, you know, and it entices you to be like, okay, yeah, I want to take the class. So I want to have as many class kits available at the retreat. If there is kits available after, then I would be more than willing to sell them. Absolutely. Definitely. So that's about it. And I think I'm going to do one other class. I just don't quite have it ready and together yet. And it'll be with making like a metallic rub-ons, a metal galvanized metal stand that can stand up on your board, on your counter, and we'll be using rub-ons to decorate it up with. It's kind of a vague description, but I'm doing another class kind of similar to it first before that, and so I need to make sure that I have enough product for that one. So yeah, that's it's kind of a simple, basic live stream today, but a couple new cool products I wanted to show you. And like I said, also there's still 3 makers kits left, makers boxes. There's only 3 left. There's some really cool products. That ceramic pen was only one of them. There is, I think, I want to say 7 or 8 products in the box. And so that's available on the website as well. Just search Maker's Box and that'll come up. And it's a surprise when you get it. Maybe I'll wait till the end of April. And if there's still any left, then I'll do a reveal and show you all the products that were in there. So, and then they'll still be available if anybody wants them. But yeah, so any questions, anything else, just message me. I'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you everybody for watching and let me share some time with you today. I so appreciate it, as I do every single week. And we will see you next Saturday, same time, same place.